It seems to have come as a very big surprise to people on the Leave side that there is actually a border between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, and that this is now an issue. During the referendum, we were told there would be no problem. We had managed to work together over 100 years or so, and that this could all be sorted very easily. But what we're now looking at is two different regulatory regimes coming into play. Whereas when we've been both outside the European Union, you could do bilateral agreements. Both inside the European Union, it was the same rules that apply. But now we're looking at two different regulatory regimes and at a Leave campaign that was very, very clear it wanted to control borders. It just doesn't seem to want to apply it to the one land border that we have with the European Union. And some of the proposals on offer at the moment are absolutely cloud cuckoo land. And it is an important issue. It's part of the Good Friday Agreement, which is an international treaty. And the European Union wants to respect that. Our government says it wants to respect that. And yet everything at the moment seems to be making things move towards a harder border. Whether we're going to be seeing the reintroduction of customs posts or whatever it's going to be, this is something that we're now being told can be sorted in a few days when it hasn't been sorted over the last 2 years, and that if we crash out of the European Union, we end up with a de facto hard border there and some really tough issues. For those people, the 30,000 journeys that happen every day from people crossing the border just for work purposes, let alone the integration that there's been of trade over all those years. And the border isn't just something physical, it's something also psychological. And that the peace in the Northern Ireland is still actually quite fragile when you look at some of the figures. So it is an issue that needs to be taken seriously. And we do need to look at how can we manage this. Many of us would say, well, of course, the best way to manage it is to stay with the agreement that we have. But you cannot rush a solution here. And therefore, what's being put on the line as the so-called backstop is actually something which is a real safety net, which stops the hard border going up because people couldn't think of anything better. So it's another of those issues that when people tell you there is an easy solution and that of course we can manage this, you really need to dig deeper, because quite often the answer is longer than the question. And this is something that we are learning and we need to take seriously.